The Washington Railway and Electric Company operated DC streetcars in 1921, which once carried over 160 million riders annually before buses replaced them by 1962. A barber shop in 1869 served as a community hub where men gathered for grooming and conversation. Many barbers at the time were Black Americans, who were among the first to establish small businesses after emancipation. An Italian Bersaglieri machine gunner rides a 1912 Bianchi bike with a Fiat Revelli model 1914 mounted. The Revelli was one of the first machine guns to use a delayed blowback mechanism. The Phillips Exeter baseball team posed for a photo in 1881, the same year the first intercollegiate baseball game was played between Amherst and Williams. At Bowling Field in 1923, spectators watched daredevil pilots perform stunts during the golden age of aviation. The U.S. Navy used the airfield for experimental aircraft testing just months after Charles Lindbergh's flight inspired national aviation fever. Customers drink at a mobile milk bar on Waterloo Station's platforms. London, June 1937, the first known railway milk bar in Britain. It served fresh milk and light refreshments to travelers. Dutch immigrants arrived at Halifax's Canadian Railways terminal in the 1920s, seeking new lives in Canada after World War I disrupted European economies. Newsboys in Jackson, Ohio, photographed by Theodore Jung for the Resettlement Administration in 1936. During the Great Depression, some children worked up to 12 hours a day to support their families. Jefferson Medical College and Hospital on 10th Street in Philadelphia, circa 1909, shows a bustling corner with a mysterious, ghostly pedestrian. The image was captured using early 20th century photographic techniques that sometimes left faint double exposures. The U.S. Capitol Dome was built during the 1850s using 8.9 million pounds of iron, yet no steel was used in its construction. Ed Sullivan and actress Carol Landis at the 1943 Harvest Moon Ball. Sullivan popularized acts like Elvis on his TV show, helping integrate rock and roll into mainstream America. 12-year-old James Laquella sold newspapers in Wilmington, Delaware, earning 50 cents weekly by 1910, a common wage for child newsies during the era of widespread child labor in U.S. cities. An Apache girl stands in traditional attire in a 1912 photo by Gustavus Lindquist. The U.S. government did not recognize Native American citizenship until 1924. The exterior of People's Drug Store No. 7 at 1107 G Street, NW, Washington, D.C. circa 1920, featured large display windows and a prominent awning. This store was part of a regional chain that began in 1905 and once operated over 500 locations. Abode houses for sugar beet workers in Hisham, Montana, 1939. These laborers often worked grueling 12-hour days for less than $1 per day. Marilyn Monroe enjoys a bike ride in 1957. She was an avid cyclist and often rode her bike around Los Angeles to relax between film shoots. A 1937 photo shows Ott's Esso service in Washington, D.C., featuring artificial palm trees to evoke a tropical vibe despite the city's climate. These fake plants were part of a mid-century trend to make gas stations stand out. The Esso brand was later rebranded as Exxon after a 1972 name change. A beer wagon rolls through Minneapolis in 1939, shortly after Prohibition's end. Minnesota was the first state to ratify the 21st Amendment, repealing Prohibition in 1933. French actress and dancer Leslie Caron, active from 1951 to 2020, starred in classic films like An American in Paris and continued performing into her late 80s. Model and photographer Bunny Yeager posed in 1955. She later shot iconic 1950s pinup photos, including Betty Page at Miami Beach. A flowing artesian well in Wekatonsing, Harbor Springs, Michigan, circa 1906, provided natural water pressure before modern pumps. The Odawa people had long valued the area for its healing springs. Sophia Loren poses with her mother and youngest sister in 1957. She later became the first actress to win an Academy Award for a foreign language film. Dr. James Naismith, inventor of basketball, plays the game with his wife Maude in 1928. He created basketball in 1891 using a soccer ball and peach baskets. Studio portrait of samurai warriors in 1860s, Japan, dressed in traditional armor and carrying swords. The samurai class was abolished just a few years later during the Meiji Restoration. Two amphicars crossed the English Channel in 1965, a feat made possible by their unique ability to drive on land and sail on water. Tampa Pier in the 1890s featured a house on the water, part of a fishing community that preceded the city's cigar industry boom. The new Metropolitan Life Tower on Madison Avenue, New York, circa 1909, was the world's tallest building until 1913. The first drive-in theater opened in Los Angeles in 1935, featuring a giant screen and space for 900 cars. It cost 25 cents per car and an extra 25 cents per person. 9-year-old Lionel Perry sold newspapers in San Antonio starting at 4 a.m. on Sundays in October 1913. Child labor laws wouldn't be enforced nationwide until the 1938 Fair Labor Standards Act. Wear modest apparel, a sign in New York, 1969, photographed by Elliott Erwitt. The rule was rarely enforced, reflecting changing social norms. A 1925 photo captures a man in his personal garage, a rare luxury at the time when only 1 inches 5 American homes had one. A New York drugstore near Pennsylvania Station, circa 1910-1915, served commuters when the original Penn Station opened in 1910 was a grand Beaux-Arts masterpiece. Italian Prime Minister Vittorio Emanuele Orlando attended the 1919 Paris Peace Conference with 2 aides. He walked out of the talks when Italy was denied territorial gains promised in 1915. A man and his elaborately dressed companion, likely performers for children, were photographed in Tasmania around 1900. Circus acts were rare in Tasmania then, making such entertainers local curiosities. A 1920s Ford Model T, adapted for snow with skis and sled runners, showcases early winter transportation ingenuity in rural North America. These conversions were commonly used by mail carriers in remote areas during harsh winters.